Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Esteemed viewer, once again, welcome to your program Health Check, a program where we bring different medical personnel or experts to help us understand any sorts of health problems that might be affecting us or becoming a problem to us. Today, we're discussing oral problems or oral diseases, any kind of diseases that might be affecting the mouth or inside the mouth. And with me today is my brother Chibugu Hamidu, dentist. You're most welcome.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks once again for honoring our invitation.
Yes. So it's a pleasure having you here.
Most of the viewers out there, many of them, if not all of them, but the largest number, you might have had dental problems or toothaches, if I may say, and most of you have resorted to extractions. Being deceived that it is the only therapy or medicine that you can use to overcome a dental or a toothache once and for all. Today, Brother Chibugu Hamid, or a dentist that I have today, is here to challenge that. Most of us, I inclusive, or many of our brothers there, the watching brothers and sisters, have extracted their teeth. Problem, they feel too much pain. The topic of discussion today is general dental treatments. Is there any other treatment that one can get rid of any toothache once and for all without extracting out their teeth? That is the topic of discussion today. What insight do you have to say or to give us about the topic of discussion today before we go deeper?
Thank you so much, my hosts. I really feel good when you invite me here to come and share with our dear viewers. To come to you, to the topic of discussion today, it's well said, and this is the perception in our locality. For us dentists, they call them the doctors, to directly translate it, the doctors that extract teeth. So it hasn't been, I haven't heard it for the first time. So even in our localities, this is what they know, that whenever you interface with a dentist, they have to, you have to take out your tooth.
Or extract a tooth.
So this is what is in the minds of everyone around the world.
Someone starts extracting their teeth at the age of 18. I wonder what...
Not 18. Not 18. I've extracted a 2-year-old.
Seriously?
Child. Yes.
You wonder at 50, 40, how the mouth will look like.
So, and this one cuts across, not elites, not those illiterates, okay? So they think, many of them think that whenever you interface with the dentists, without even saying anything, your tooth is out, which is not true. However, there are good reasons as to why we can't remove teeth, okay? So, if at all your tooth is badly damaged, that there is nothing we can do to save it. Actually, others come with teeth stamps, just stamps, okay? So those ones are roots. So we have nothing to do for them, okay? So there, even if you want your tooth, even if it's a front tooth, we shall just say, sorry, we have to remove it.
So I have to look funny for the rest of my life, having extracted my teeth.
But we have other treatments. I'm going to talk about them.
Okay, that's the very reason you are here, because I find it actually amazing to have you here, because I had lost hope, and I do not have any reason, because I was once in senior 6 here in Uganda. I don't know how it is interpreted in other African countries, but that is the highest secondary level. I was close to sitting my closing exams, and I had a toothache. But the thing I have never and never put into my mind was to extract a tooth from my mouth. My face got swollen, bigger. But I insisted, I said no.
So this one brings me to another issue, that people are suffering with their problems. Okay? Now for your case, your cheek got swollen, okay? And you don't know the consequences of that.
Yes.
Okay? Because that is utter neglect. Okay? That if at all is, because these diseases, they arise out of, in quotes, negligence. Okay? So the tooth swells, you don't want to go to the dentist, you haven't got any really any medication.
I had that fear, just
Yes.
like you introduced in the beginning, that
Yes.
whenever you visit a dentist,
You know,
you have to lose a tooth.
So that's not true, okay? People are having funny looking teeth, discolored teeth, front teeth, okay? But they don't want to go to dentist. They think we are going to lose this tooth. But maybe let me break their hearts, that the more you distance yourself
From
a dentist, the more your chances of losing that teeth increases. The more of the time you are going to spend at the dentist increasing. Because another thing, the cost, okay, will increase. Because you might, as we shall see in the treatments, you will, maybe a tooth will just need a cementing, which can take about 30 to 40 minutes. If at all you delay to come, you'll find that an alternative treatment can take us 3 appointments, and each appointment is an hour. Time lost. And the cost increases. Then, another thing, extraction actually is the most expensive treatment we have.
Oh.
Yes.
How is that?
You will come and I extract your tooth. For us here, it's around 40,000. You can convert to dollars. Around 40, 50,000 shillings. You remove a tooth.
That is around $10.
Yes. It's cheap, as you think, but you've lost a tooth. Now, you know that it's expensive when you've come to replace it. So for me, I call it the most expensive treatment. Okay? So we have good reasons. That's why we can remove teeth, badly decayed teeth. We can remove teeth for when we need space. There are some treatments we do when we need space in the mouth, orthodontic treatments, alignment. Those people you see with braces.
Yes.
There are some cases where we don't have enough space. So we shall have to get space, okay? So one is a way to get space is removing some of the teeth, then we pull these other teeth to fill up that space, because they are getting malala, you are getting they are crowding because they don't have space. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks so much.
It can be trauma. You can get involved in an accident and this tooth is badly affected. Okay, so you have nothing to do it. But also our pockets. You might need to save a tooth, but you don't have what it takes to save it. What do you do? You remove it.
Here I come with a question.
Yep.
Having seen all that, having explained or discussed all that we've discussed, the question that comes to my mind, what are the problems or the illnesses that come to affect our teeth that gives us such a thinking that the only solution is to remove an affected teeth or tooth?
I've interfaced with ladies, and ladies, they are the only people who can experience pain. You know, when we are rating pain, you tell someone, you ask someone, on a scale of 1 to 10, okay, where do you place your pain? We take that 10, if at all they tell you 10, it only amounts to labor pain. I've seen some ladies who come to me and they tell me toothache is worse than labor pains.
Yes.
So,
at least
when someone is in pain, they stop even thinking, okay? I've seen someone, there is someone who died, but he was a prominent person. He was at his farm, got a toothache, just told someone, yes, these local people, that get this plier and pluck out my tooth. So he picked an infection and it led to death. Okay? So, but why would this person who was learned think so? He was in pain. Maybe where he wasn't expecting any help. Okay? So, pain is the sole reason as to why people think that we have nothing to do other than. Yes. I've seen a patient who come into my unit. Actually, when they showed to him that that is the room to the dentist, immediately he entered, he just sat down. So that's how pain it was, how painful it was. Okay? So it's just out of desperation, out of this pain, someone is great pain, and they say, no. There is nothing that can be done. Maybe another thing that makes people think, you know, no treatment is not accompanied by complications, okay? Some of the treatments we do can sometimes go wrong because of one reason or another, okay? So when they attempt to treat, then along the way something happens and the treatment fails, then many people lose confidence in other treatments, okay? But by the time a treatment option is given, this treatment option has been tested beyond reasonable doubt that it can work. Okay? So we just have to check ourselves to see where we went wrong, okay? And it can easily be corrected. But now, people, they just lose trust. Another thing, people don't seek advice from health professionals or from professionals. Actually, when someone gets a plumbing problem at home, immediately they will call a plumber.
Yes.
Hello, I have a leakage in my pipes. Guess what? When someone gets a dental problem, they will first go to the person they sleep with. Oh, the tooth is paining. They give something. They can go to traditional healers, okay? They go to, by the way, there is a place near where I used to work from, that they remove worms out from the mouth.
Yes.
Okay? That's also common therapy. So they go there, okay?
They show you the worm.
They use all sorts of things. One lady told me, she was a presentable lady, because we normally ask you, what have you been using to relieve this pain? They say, doctor, I can tell you. Okay, when it pains, I get my susu, urine, and urine. I put. So they are desperate that they use everything. Some
people use petrol. I'm a victim of that. Some
when all those fail, they say, okay, let's go to the dentist. So such people are the ones that are going to benefit a lot in our program today. They think you have to go to the dentist when it's the last resort.
And that resort, or the thinking they have in their minds, is to extract their truth.
Really, which
now,
is wrong.
How do you help such people that have or come to your units with the thinking that the only option they are, actually most of them come there giving you no option as a doctor or dentist. Come with only one option. How much will an extraction cost? My question here is, what alternative treatments do you have? Or do you propose for such people?
Now, bottom line, the earlier the better. Okay? Because a tooth is not like malaria, that I slept when I was fine, all of a sudden I have a fever in the middle of the night or in the morning. Okay? Dental issues warn as they come. Okay? You start with a clean tooth. You start to see that it is depositing, having some deposits, okay? They are increasing, okay? They've covered the entire surface of the tooth, okay? And you don't get bothered, okay? You start to see bleeding gums, okay? You don't get bothered. You get bothered when this tooth is shaking and now you run to the dentist. he gives you your good news that, you know what, we cannot save this front tooth, okay? Now, if at all a tooth has got a cavity or a hole has formed in your tooth, initially, you can only see it if at all you are very curious about your teeth. Okay, you can only see it on dentin, no pain, no what. You eat well, everything is fine. But as the cavity progresses to the deeper layers of the tooth, then sensitivity ensues or discomforts when eating. This is what I told you, that they don't come overnight.
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Now, someone, a close friend of mine, one day he came with a bad toothache. He told me, I thought it was drama of the teeth, as has always been. So they call it drama of the teeth. It's not drama.
Because sometimes, normally in the winters,
yeah,
it starts paining.
Uh-huh.
And when the winter goes...
Now, that one comes when the tooth, the hole is affecting deeper layers, okay? But here, we just have sensitivity, and maybe when food gets impacted into the hole, then you get that discomfort. And when you remove, it's fine.
It's fine.
And the sensitivity comes when you are eating or taking something. So the tooth is warning you that I'm having a problem. So if at all you bring us your tooth, okay, it can even go to a stage where you have some pain, but it's only there when you eat. And that pain doesn't exceed 30 minutes. There, I will know that the hole, it is still in the upper layers of the tooth, okay? Particularly on dentin, okay? So what I do, I will just clean this tooth, okay? After cleaning it, we just put a restoration. And a restoration is an artificial material that was tested to fit the conditions of enamel and dentin, okay? That when you put it, it will not overcontract, it will not expand, and it will not allow heat to go through it. So that is cementing, okay? Or restoration.
Restoration,
okay, yeah.
okay.
So that's amalgam. But the world is now changing, it's getting more cosmetic, okay? Yeah, and there are many tooth-colored restorations that are coming up, okay? One of them is composite. Composite is it's a good material. It used to be done only for front teeth because of aesthetic reasons. Okay. It comes in shades of your teeth. You know, teeth are not white, okay? Yeah. Or there is no one color, okay, of all teeth. So we have various shades, over 8, okay? Yeah. So your color might not be the same as the one I have, okay? But those pure white ones, okay, the A1.
And how do you measure the colors to see that you're going to match them?
They come in shades, okay? So the manufacturer of the cement also manufactures it in colors, okay? So A1, A2, A3,
No, I'm talking about you now, the dentist.
Yeah. Now, experience can give you, but the standard way, we have what we call shade guides.
Okay.
Yeah. These manufacturers of cements, they come up with shade guides. Okay. Now, when a patient comes, you first have to look at, and you're going to do a composite restoration, so you have to first look at their shade, get a shade match, then pick your composite and do it. It will perfectly match, and no one will know that that tooth was restored. Okay. So it's no longer in the front teeth, but now these days we can as well do it in the posterior teeth. Okay. Yeah. Or in the back teeth. Okay.
And how long can it last as compared to the metallic ones that you...
Another thing, anyway, they are new. Okay, not so new, but they've picked, many dentists now have picked interest in using it. I think it is technique sensitive. That's why maybe it took some time to pick people to pick interest in it, more so in Uganda, where I practice from. But now, everyone now does it, okay? And it can really last. Another thing that now they can produce strong restorations, okay? strong composite restorations that that can really resist. Okay, so they will be there. Another thing that because even an amalgam restoration, I've seen people who have been with their amalgam fillings for a year and they are falling out, they are getting issues.
Yes,
so oral hygiene is one of a key thing that has to be looked at when we talk about restorations.
So
you have to clean around.
Lovely viewer, I need to remind our viewer what you're discussing. What we're discussing are these causes or the problems that come to our oral or the mouth that gives us a thinking that the only alternative we have is to do extractions. So doctor is providing us with the preventive measures that will help us to not need to go to a doctor for an extraction, but rather give you an option of giving you oral health and oral health that will give you a smile for a longer period. So at this very juncture, we're discussing the preventive measures as well as in case your your teeth gets at a critical condition, what some treatments do we have to think about before we think or take the alternative of extracting it out.
Actually, we are giving them options to extractions, okay? Because I've seen people who come with only a sensitive tooth to be removed. No, you know, it's disturbing me a lot. Remove it. Because they don't know. So I'm giving you the option. Now, another thing, another option that we have, now we are looking at a tooth that is not only sensitive, but it's associated with pain. Okay? Yeah, as we discuss about that pain, how it is, okay? So there are basically three things we look at, okay, to know that this tooth qualifies for the next treatment. One, if at all it has ever started by its own, you are just there carrying out your normal activity, the toothache starts. Then there is pain that is long-lasting, okay, even if it's mild, but it's just discomforting there for hours. Then three, pain that keeps you awake at night. Those three. Another thing that I'm adding, I'm starting to see, also pain that requires you to take a painkiller. It's much, okay? So those four things, if at all you come with them, then your tooth can be extracted. But if at all you can, you have an option. It's called root canal treatment. Now, in the root canal treatment, the tooth has three parts, the enamel dentin and the pulp, which is the innermost layer. Now, inside there are blood vessels and nerves, okay? Now, when a bee stings you, there is a body reaction called inflammation, okay? Because of that process, you see the arm swelling. Swelling, yes. Okay? Now, it's the same thing that happens inside the tooth, that when a hole traverses all those layers to the innermost layer, okay, microorganisms will go there, and an inflammatory process will set in, okay? So as it happens here, even the pulp will start to swell, okay, because more blood will be pumped into that area to clear off those microbes, okay? Now, the skin will swell, okay? But inside, it will also swell. But now this time around, against the rigged walls of enamel and dentin. So what happens, a lot of pressure will be exerted on the nerves, and it will be perceived in the brains as pain. Okay? Now, this blood is flowing on the pump, by the pump of the heart. Okay? Now, people will come and tell you, it's really a real worm. I even felt it moving. Yet this is the pulsation of the heart. We are seeing the pulp has expanded, but it cannot expand further, okay? So it's pressure that has building in, and that explains the much pain these people go through. Now, what do? We have to just remove the entire pulp. We don't remove the tooth, but there are some special instruments we use to remove. We open up this tooth to the pulp chamber where the pulp is, then we remove this nerve, okay? Now, after, we don't just leave it open like that. We replace the space, the pulp space, with an artificial material. So it is cementing, but this time round, it is from the roots. Now, these days, I recommend a crown to be done for every root canal we do, okay?
Okay.
Yes. So it has to be done that way. When you do a root canal, please cover it with a crown, okay? Yeah. Now, a crown, we just have to reduce on your tooth, okay?
A little bit.
So a little, around 1.2 millimeters around it, okay? 1 to 2 millimeters. We don't over-reduce it, okay? Yeah. So after reducing it, the part that we assume we've reduced, okay? We go in the lab, they fabricate that tooth. They customize a crown, okay, for you. Then we fix it there, okay? When we fix it, this tooth will be, we shall have cured
so a crown
the pain.
is like...
Yes, take it like a cup, okay? So it's a cover of your tooth, okay? That it will not feel the stresses and whatever you subject it to, because it's no longer painful. So you'll eat everything again with this tooth, okay? Yeah. If at all you don't do a crown, your tooth is liable to fracture, okay? Yeah, and secondly, some of these teeth have very big cavities, big holes, okay? So you can only, you know, the bigger the cement, the more chances that this cement will fall out. So if I told you crown it, the better, okay? Yeah. So that is the root canal, and it's the absolute alternative treatment for extraction.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chibugo Hamidu. I believe by now, our beloved viewer, you have a couple of alternatives as opposed to the one that you had of extracting your tooth. Dr. Chibugo Hamidu has given us enough enlightenment regarding the treatments depending on how or the status of your tooth. Unfortunately, we can't go beyond this because this is all what time could allow us, and I can't go beyond what I'm assigned to do. But I have a promise that we have some more other programs where I'll be discussing oral infections or diseases, inshallah. So just stay tuned in next time, same day, same time next week, inshallah. We'll bring you another health check program. But as of now, I sign out and remain your host, Nambale Bashir. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.